Popping and puffing, the Earthworks SR314, which I reviewed a while ago, but I noticed a number of comments on people not happy with the breath noise. Now, I didn't find it an issue, and as you can hear now, it doesn't seem to be an issue. That's why I'm holding it. And also maybe I control my breath. I'm not bigging myself up in any way. It's just I've been doing it for many, many years. And we've all got different shaped mouths and different this and different that. And when you're on a stage, you can't be bothered with any of that, can you? Because you've got stuff to do. So I thought I'd have a little look. And firstly, I think what I've noticed is not so much the pops. It's going to be a noisy video. I warn you, I'm going to be taking things apart and puffing. And so you'll need headphones to hear this thing, but I just warn you, it's going to be noisy. It's not so much the pops, I don't think. Peter Piper picked a peck. 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 That doesn't seem to be any worse to me than any other microphone. The issue, though, I think, is here with the hoof. What am I going to call them? Puffs. Well, this. Hoo, 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 hoo. And if I were to sing a lowish note, lowish notes use a lot of air moving slowly on an oo, then I would get this. Ooh. If I'm even clumsier, ooh, so much so that you can't even really hear the note. So I think it's that could be improved. And it's not so much the pops. I'm not sure what the difference would be in terms of airflow. Some scientific type person, engineer type person had to figure that out. But that's what seems to be the issue to me with this. I mean, I had a direct request. Could you suggest a thing for it? Well, it's a handsome looking mic, really. I had a look at my little bag of biodynamic and other people's foams that I've got over the years. And I thought, hey, I cut myself out a little circle of it. This one's reasonably thick, but obviously quite spongy. It's very open. And what about if I place it under there? Let's try. Lots of noise coming up. You may have seen this before. Under there is a cylinder of mesh, over the capsule, which is about there. And then there's this biscuit of mesh, I think. And I tried it under and over, the difference between placing it on top or underneath made no difference, wasn't any difference. So I'm going to put it here, it's just easier. And then the biscuit's back, and I'm going to place the foam in the top there and assemble it. So see what I've got now then is immediately underneath that grill is that foam, and then the biscuit, and then the cylinder of mesh. Let's try. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Is it any better? Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. It wasn't too bad on the peas anyway. Sounds much the same to me. Let's try the don't know. Well, not very good, that, is it? You couldn't use that. So that doesn't seem to improve it much to me. Okay. Going to get rid of the bit of foam from there. Being very careful here, of course. Don't want to blow the mic or the speakers or the headphones or anything else. Don't plan to move that again, so let's tighten that up. The next thing I thought then was, well, maybe try it just above the diaphragm. Now I'm going to be very, very careful So I'm going to hold it like this, which means I'll be quiet because I don't want to damage anything or your speakers on my headphones or your headphones. In there is a cylinder of fine mesh with a clearance of about that from the top of there. So I thought, very snug. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Ooh. None of it really seems to make any difference to me. One more thing to try. I'll get rid of this. I've got my tweezers. In my bag of goodies, I came across this. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what it is. I was searching for something for some mic or other, looking on websites, and I get the suspicion this is an internal, a bit of thudding there, this is an internal foam from something. It's obviously quite large, whatever it is. But I can't remember, I'm afraid. But I thought, let me try it on the outside if it fits, and it so happens that it fits rather handsomely. Okay, so it's thin around the edge there, and it's quite thick there. Let's try it. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Ooh. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Well, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. You can be carefree, it seems to me. But let's try the one that was the issue. Ooh. I've had some wine, I must admit, and some honey roasted cashews, and I've got a cold because I've gone back to school after 6 months. Yeah, and we're all back, and you can imagine everything you can catch, not COVID, thankfully, but everything else you can catch, you catch it in the first week. So not as clear as I might be, but never mind. Ooh, let me be really, really clumsy, huh? I'm just gonna put the air through. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'll leave it off. Well, to me, that does it. To me, that does it very well. In experimenting with all this, I did wonder whether it was the airflow on this outer grill, seeing as putting the foam in other places didn't make any difference. I was wondering if the noise is already generated there, and therefore the noise is in the air, if you like, so wherever you put foam, it doesn't make any difference to that. So I wonder if that's what's going on. I wonder if this is the culprit here. However, as I say, now, the unfortunate thing is that the gentleman who asked me about this, I've got no idea what this is. It wasn't all that long ago. It was about a year and a half ago, maximum 2, where whatever I was doing, I was looking online and saw that and the dimensions, I think, and I thought, oh, that might fit. Un momento, por favor. Now, I'm pretty sure that at the time I was looking for this, for the M700. I could be mistaken then, but I have a couple of these, and one is at school and all the rest of it. So I could be mistaken, but I think this might be, is it the same thing? A biodynamic inner foam for the M700, or at least that might be how it was advertised. And I got a few, I think. Let me just check. This is the one I've been using. Well, yeah, they're the same, or if they're not the same, they do the same job. Ooh, ooh. So if that's any help to you, that's what I was searching for. The biodynamic M700 inner foam. I keep them that way round just because I like to do things like that. Finally then, okay, it's not ideal, is it? Well, in some ways. It could look worse. Looks better than the real golf ball foam type things you get, doesn't it? I think. I don't know. Is that any help to you? What else are you going to do? If you have the black version of this, then you'll scarcely notice it on a stage, I imagine. Maybe Earthworks could I don't know. Anyway, I hope I've answered your question.